Hey, shalom, shalom. Hey, before I get started, I want to give all the glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakudash. Hey, double honors unto our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and safety to all the sincere Akim that's out here pushing this word in truth and in all sincerity. And shalom to the sincere sisters that are out here as well, excuse me. All right. So, I'm just waiting this line, and I just want to use this time. And I don't have a title per se just yet. Just flowing in the spirit. I did a lesson earlier, speaking on, basically how stressed out people are. And, that's a sign in itself. When you read Luke 21, and what is it, about 25, and it tells you, there shall be uproars and signs in the heavens and distress of nations. Distress of nations is a prophetic thing to let us know that we are in a biblical time. We're in prophecy, So again, you have to look at the people and take yourself out of your shoes. This is where actually you should take a step back, stop thinking of this world from how it affects you. And, life is good, I have a job, and I'm thankful, and that's all good and fine and dandy. But, when you're, as the scriptures say, redeeming the times, for they are evil, you got to measure the times. You got to scale the times. You know what I'm saying? So when you do that, one of those things is going to be seeing how distressed everybody is, how in stress, they're not in comfort. Nobody is comfortable right now. All right. Some people find more comfort, instant, like a temporary comfort, from time to time, but overall comfort. I was watching this I say he was a psychologist, I don't have my sword and I'm using my phone. So like Luke 21 and 25, distress of nations, I might title in this, and he was speaking about how the difference about being a parent in these times and having children versus, when we were children or younger is, it used to be a time where you really could let your children, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, literally roam, roam the neighborhood, roam the town, roam the country, and there was really no fear. It was just, no fear in a sense, which that was a time in itself. But look at it now, you'd be afraid to let your children be in the front yard of your own house in a decent neighborhood. You'd be afraid to let your own children play in the front yard of your house in a relatively decent neighborhood because of the times that we live in. So that in itself is a measuring stick. That's how you're supposed to redeem the times. Scriptures speak about, war, and look at the world. War around the world could break out anytime, and I remember I was doing that in this winter time. I was speaking about the fact of, historically speaking, wars start in the springtime. And look what happened. Look at what we're in the middle of. We're in the middle of a trade war. Trade wars, as you can look up, typically lead to real wars. It's the starting points. It's I forget the word, but it's the economic divorcing from one another. The nations are divorcing from each other because when America and China go to a war with each other, there's not going to be this, oh, well, let me make sure your imports got there. Here's your manifest. Did you get it? Awesome. See you next time. It's not going to be that. All right. It's going to be straight out. You're cut off, and let's lock horns, which is prophesied. That's the whole point of this at this point, is everything that you see in front of you, around you, happening to you, If you are in the spirit of the Lord, you should see it linked to the scriptures. You should be able to. You should be able to even hear it, receive it, to understand it, going back and looking back and saying, hey, well, that's what it does say there in Luke 21 and 25. That's what it does say there in Isaiah the 13th chapter, Revelation 18, Revelation 13, man. All right, Revelation the 12th chapter was at the 18th verse says that I believe it's 18, but it's in the 12th chapter that this devil cometh down with great wrath because he knoweth that he have but a short season. You know, he has a short time period that he can do what he's trying to do. So you could feel the crunch, you could feel the squeeze. You know, go on YouTube. I'm pretty sure if you look on your FYP, if you're not just an NPC out here, a bot basically, you'll see that there's plenty of more videos of people complaining about how expensive food is, how they're not having the willpower to continue, in the senses of they're giving up on society. It makes no sense, anything. All right. Yeah, everything that happens on the world stage is prophecy, only found by the chosen in the Holy Scriptures. These people are blind. Yeah, very exactly. Romans the 11th chapter speaks about the election have received it, but the rest were blind. And that's the problem. It's not a problem, but that's just the reality of it. I did a lesson on your eyes and your ears. Isaiah the 6th chapter, all right, speaks about, you know, making their eyes heavy and their ears fat, you know, because everything that's happening right now is it's pretty obvious at this point. You know, it's not really, you notice that word conspiracy theorist doesn't really get thrown around anymore, because at this point, if you're not questioning and seeing the play that's happening, then you're just going to be a victim of the play. You know, see, at the end of the day, no matter how you feel about it, how you want it to be, how you hope it to be, the truth of the matter is that a lot of people will find themselves in concentration camps. A lot of people will find themselves in the worst situations because the scriptures say so. But that's because of people's hard-headedness, their stiff-neckedness, their inability to really submit to prophecy. You know, submit to the will of the Lord. Everybody has an answer. Everybody has a clue. These aren't my answers. I'm not speaking from what I've said or how I feel. How I feel is how the scriptures feel. I'm trying to be in line with that. And like I did earlier, the mirth, the Lord said he would remove the voice of gladness. And that's where we are, you know? That's exactly where we are. The voice of gladness. People aren't really, see, you got to see through the bullshit. You got to see through the fake. People will fake with you, right in your face, lie to you, basically, because they want to save face and show that they're doing good. Because remember, this is a capitalistic society. The more that I have than you makes me better than you. So therefore, I can never show you that I have less than you. So people are living in that prideful state, and they're only deceiving themselves. The more people have to declare how good they're doing, the more fucked up they are. It's just a balance of life. All right? It's just the truth. And you have to see through it to be able to understand that we are in critical times, man. We're in critical times. These aren't, you know, these aren't the times of bearing the fruit of a place. This place is ready to fall. All right. These countries, the scriptures say, are thou as weak as us? You know? And what does that speak? I think that's in Obadiah. Have thou become as weak as we? That's speaking to Edom. All right, which these nations are so-called the beast system is an Edomite system, which is the so-called white men. All right. But at the end of the day, like I say, to make sure that nobody loses sight of the message, is that this is not a color thing. You have black Edomites, you have tan Edomites, you got Chinese-looking Edomites. It's a spirit, just as much as every other nation has a spirit. But nevertheless, the Edomite nation is the ruling class. All right, they're the ruling nation according to biblical prophecy. All right, and their time is coming to an end. All right, but you have to be able to see and look at it and see that, like, nah, this ain't a good time. All right, We're not in a good time. We're in an evil time. The scriptures speak about an evil time. Literally, the word evil, when you break it down, means ill time. We're in an ill time, you know? So we have to, either you see it through the spirit and you can handle that through faith and understand that this is the falling, as the scriptures say, Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning. Do you see that as a solution? Do you have faith in that? Do you see that as a, you know, a goal? Or do you lean on your own understanding? And if you lean on your own understanding in these times, you're not going to make it, because everything is going to submit to the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, which is the will, which is found in the scriptures. Like I say, the scriptures say that mirth and that gladness, that's out of here. That's out of here, man. Yeah, you're going to have happy moments. You know, you're going to watch a movie, you're going to chuckle, you're going to eat some chicken, you're going to have some laughs, have a drink, you know, you're going to have sex with your woman. Or if you're a woman, have sex with your husband, you get what I'm saying? Yeah, you're going to experience these moments of happiness. But overall, you're going to find yourself right back into the darkness of this is Babylon the Great. And that's just a fact. All right? So again, distress, man. These people are in distress. These women are in distress. These old people are in distress. Life, that is, you know, I heard somebody speak about recently. I'm just ranting, I'm waiting on the line, so I'm just adding scriptures and think through the spirit, you know. And this lady, I think she was a psychologist as well, and she was speaking about why nostalgia is such a powerful thing. She was speaking about nostalgia reminds us all in our own ways of when life was simpler for us. You know, when life was simple. You know, when you were who you perceived yourself to be. So that's why you think like, oh man, I love the 90s if you're a certain age group. Oh man, I love the 2000s. Or some age groups, man, the 80s, the 70s. That's that when life was simpler, because what we're living is a very complex, unnecessary society. And it's traumatized us all. See, if you really want to, the scriptures speak about we wrestle not with flesh and blood, but principalities and spiritual, you know, in spiritual high places. And this is a spiritual war that we're fighting. And they're using psychological warfare, which is basically, when you say psychological warfare, that's spiritual warfare. They're attacking your spirit. And when they're doing so, what are they doing? They're basically having you feel like you're lesser than, you're not worth it. You know, they're attacking your energy. They're attacking all of these different things. You know, that's the play. All of these things are a play against us. And the pandemic, 2020, all that shit, that was nothing more than a psychological blow to people, man. That's all it was. It was one of the last, like a gut punch to everybody, that people used their last, I would say in the spirit, gauging the people. That was probably the last reserve of energy or spirit or belief that a lot of people have. A lot of people believe that they could, you know, bounce back or become success. But really what all happened was the richer got richer and the poor got poorer, you know? And people are witnessing it. See, here's the kicker. Millennials, we're the most conscious, logical generation of all the generations. You know, boomers are simple. They're not going to receive a 144. Boomers are they're old bottles. All right. We are that generation that sees through it, but at the same time, and I'm not saying that nobody of these generations can't receive it, but I'm speaking into, you got to understand, our generation is we're the young 30 to early 40. We're the middle group right now. And the middle group is tired, sees through the bullshit, sees through it, then seen through it, not going for it. You know, it's only but so long you can deceive people. And what's happening is people are losing the ability to be deceived. Isaiah 144. When you read Micah, the second chapter, I believe it's that Micah, the second chapter, no, Micah, the fifth chapter, actually. And it speaks about The Lord said he would cut off all witchcraft out of the land. Well, the American dream is witchcraft. Witchcraft is this deception. It's the ultimate deception, you know, making you and us and myself work hard and, you know, trade our time for money, to buy what? Bullshit cars that'll break down in a second. One pothole will tear your whole car up. You know, insurance on these cars and vehicles, renters insurance. You know what? To buy a home. I'm sorry. What? That's the American dream. What? To buy a nice car, buy a nice home, have some children, um, go on vacation. Um, you know what I'm saying? That's the extent of the American dream, and older generations, they bought into it. See, that's why you gotta understand, like, there's a war right now happening behind the scenes with what you got there, Isaiah 25:7, and it says, and he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all the people, and the veil. Oh, that's beautiful, the water, and the veil that is spread over all nations. Yeah, people are sobering up and waking up and seeing the deception and all the things that I just named, you know, at this point we see are working against us. Being a homeowner is working against, having a home is working against homeowners. Having car payments is working against car owners. Owning a car is working against people. You know, vacation. If your ass go on vacation, man, you putting yourself in like a 3-week hole. It's not even worth it to go to some bullshit place and be 3 weeks or 4 weeks in the hole, be through for the rest of the year. Everything is against us. All right. That's why it's like I said, it's like, you know, when you are gauging the people, you look at it from a lens of older people, man. Boomers, they were born, boomers are, that's your 55 and up group, 55 to like 70-ish or whatever, give or take, you know. And that age group is, the boomers are also known as, they were created in the success of World War I and World War II, basically. You understand? Like, they were created in that. Basically, if you're my age and you're having a conflict with older people, you gotta like leave them alone, because you gotta really understand how deep the indoctrination into the American dream they are. They were literally born and created in the success of America. They're the greatest Americans. Boomers are the greatest Americans on the planet Earth. They love America. They don't see America being damaged. They don't see any of it because they were literally created in the success of America. America coming out of the wars, coming out of the Great Depression, all of that was happening. They're the greatest, they're the first, really through the spirit after the creation of the Federal Reserve. You could really say boomers are first generation Americans. You know, I know that sounds crazy, but you know, they are the prototype. They work, they believe in working hard and all that strap boot shit, you know, but when you get down to that like I say, late 20s, early 40s group, we've seen it. We see through the bullshit. And that's the group that's gets the heart of the workforce. I saw a post the other day which goes into Isaiah the 19th chapter that speaks about that the Lord put a perverse spirit here. It doesn't matter what happens here. Everything is fucked. The system is cooked. There is no going left or going right. If you go left, you're fucked. If you go right, you're fucked. But everybody's still arguing this, you know, Republican versus Democrat bullshit, when in reality, it doesn't fucking matter. Either path is cooking. It's cook season. You understand? Think about it. When you're dealing with these things, this society is it's done. All right, that perverse spirit. So like, for instance, on this post, they were talking about how millennials are basically destroying the lunch market at restaurants because millennials are not eating out anymore. We're taking out lunch. And then somebody's response to it was basically, oh, wow. So 1 minute we can't buy homes because we're, you know, our Starbucks and our avocado toast. But then 1 second when we're not doing it, we're destroying these markets. See, that's that drunkard, as the scripture says, as a drunkard man being tossed to and fro, Isaiah the 19th chapter. That's America right now. It does not matter which way you go, man. If you eat at home, you fucking your system, this economy up. If you eat out, you get what I'm saying? It's only gonna hurt you. That's not how an economy should work. Our economy should not be traumatizing. All right. And that's what I was trying to say about the psychological warfare of earlier, is that that was a traumatic experience. And a lot of people, let me see how much battery I got. I got a little bit of battery. All right. That was a traumatic experience for everybody. All right. Economically, health wise, socially, you name it. That was a blow. They're playing with the people. People don't have any more fight in them. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. You might think to yourself you do, and that's beautiful. Keep that fight. But as the masses of the people, no. These people do not have 4 more years of struggle. We ain't even, I got a new word. We ain't even got to the struggliest part of the struggle, you know? These people don't got it in them no more, man. Please believe that, man. These men are about to start unaliving themselves. And that's the second time that this came up in the day, because it's in the spirit, man. People are going to start unaliving themselves at high rates because they're not going to deal with it. This is not about how I feel on it. This is not about what I want for myself or for people that are listening or people that I know closely. It is just the fact that pressure bursts pipes. Niggas, it's not about to deal with the pressure that's about to come on this place. And everybody ain't built like that. And thus for the scriptures say itself, the Lord said that what? Have you ever seen a man in travail? All right, have you, was it Jeremiah 30? All right, the Lord said he's gonna turn these men into basically pregnant women and giving birth. You're about to see how bitch made the majority of men out here are. And that's what thus saith the Lord. All right? They're gonna be the main ones seeking to hang themselves and shoot themselves. That's really gonna blow it up. See, the scriptures speak about, everybody loves to lean on these Isaiah the 4th chapters, which is beautiful. I'm not taking nothing away, but they don't like the other side of Isaiah the 4th chapter where 7 women shall cleave onto. When you go to 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, I believe it speaks about that the bridegroom shall not have any husbands, and the virgin shall not have any helps, and so on and so forth. Because why? These men are about to disappear. These men are about to feel pressure that they've never felt before. And all outside, excuse me, I correct myself, Salakia, all outside of the elect are going to crumble. All will crumble. This isn't some simple, regular, oh, it's just a bad weekend. The power was out for the weekend. How about when the power cut out, that bitch don't cut back on? Ever. That's it for American power. There's no more power. How about that? No more water. No more sewage. No more food. No more trucks bringing in supplies into the city. This is what we're talking about. We're going to see pressure in a way where people going to crack like a thin-shelled egg. And I'm not even talking big and bad. I'm in the spirit of, I pray, how about Shemi Awashai, protect me and my family and have mercy and give me the strength to endure, because it's about to get ugly. All right? It's about to get real deal ugly in a way where we're going to see how we ain't felt distress yet, and people are already cracking. We ain't felt nothing yet. We ain't very soon. That guy keeps today, Revelation 6, that black horse is at work. All right, that famine is about to come in strong. Wait until we see prices of goods triple in price. A pack of chicken thighs be $40. A pack of a dozen eggs be $25. Laundry detergent, $150. Watch how these men crack. See, women, you ain't gotta, it's easy to, you women, men, and you women, and you women. Oh yeah, you women gonna get it once it hits the men. These men gotta get the fuck out the way. These boyish, childish, frail, imp spirit, effeminate. The Lord about to get them all the way the fuck out. That's why I say the ugly side of Isaiah, the 4th chapter. Like I say, you think all the women of Isaiah, the 4th chapter coming to you in that day, if you be a man of the Lord or a prophet, and that day, the Lord be with you in that day to fulfill that, are going to be single fucking women that have just been floating around Babylon waiting to be picked by you in that day? Come on, man. Be for real. A lot of those women are going to be from, our husbands are going to be killed in the famine, in the war, and trying to get supplies, you name it. It's about to get ugly, man. That's why I say really judgment got to come on to these men. It's easy to talk about the woman, man, I'm telling you, but when you really sit back and you analyze it, it's like, nah. The way that it gets to this is the Lord going to start smiting men. Men. You bullshit ass playtime men out here being rebellious, out here just being simple little nigga children, little boy niggas, little brown niggas, little light skinned niggas. All that shit about to go out the window. The Lord gonna show you that you a little bitch boy. Just keeping it real. Gird up thy loins like a man. The Lord been putting us in situations since we woke up to this truth that's forcing us into manhood. All right? Forcing us, because he requires it. But y'all, he's letting most of our men be out here be hoe ass niggas. They still need they anytime they have a problem, they mama is their source of rest or reassurance. You know what I'm saying? Niggas still moving like they 8-year-olds and 12-year-olds. We ain't got time for that shit. But you men that move like that, the Lord got you like that because he really gonna hold you in that day. He gonna show that the world, and he gonna show you if he's against you, that you really a bitch ass nigga, and he's not with you. You ain't just see the day of death. That's why I'm about to close up here. That's why the spirit is weather coming in. The day of death is about to change, man. That's why the scriptures say a lot of y'all, your body shall not be mourned over. That shit's about to go, all that funeral home shit, all that's about to go away. If you're able to be buried in that regard right now, it's a blessing. That's still mercy. Because very soon the Lord just gonna have it where it's just gonna be dead bodies. It's a grass field right there. It just might be one day in that day, it might be just 10 dead bodies right there. Because people aren't gonna be in the season of mourning, burying and taking the time to dig a hole. This is where we're going. It's about to get wicked out here. And you think that these niggas, that the most challenging thing in their fucking life is playing video games, is up for the challenge? A lot of you women gonna learn the hard way that you chose a bitch ass nigga. And a lot of you men gonna learn the hard way that you chose a lazy on her ass, good for nothing, no smarts, no type of dealing with dealing with hard times ass bitch. You're gonna see. Because that's what's coming. That's what's coming. That's why the spirit is heavy on us to prepare ourselves, get our minds right, get our bodies as right as we possibly can. Because, man, these average motherfuckers, I keep saying the average, the majority of these motherfuckers is about to crash out and lose their motherfucking minds. They're about to crash out. The thought of these things is going to make them crash out. The realization that you can't go to the grocery store is going to make them crash out. The realization that it's no 911 is going to make a lot of men crash out. The anxiety of it, the fear of it is going to make them pop their own top. All right, and with that, I want to give all the glory and honor to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, B'Hashem, B'Kakwadash. Double honors unto my apostles and elders, a great millstone. Peace and safety to all you brothers that tuned in. Shalom to the scriptures. Shalom to all of you.